This is the Warriors Corner for the February 21st, 2011 edition of Monday Night Raw. 2/21/11. Okay, that was kind of the big theme of the night, and everyone knew that was going to be Undertaker. More on that later. All in all, Monday Night Raw, probably one of the best I've seen in a long time. Last week when The Rock came back, that kind of made that Raw, and that was kind of the only reason it was particularly good. With this Raw, though, really, to me, it kind of held interest, really from start to finish. There were some really good matches, really good promos. Started out with John Cena coming out and answering The Rock, kind of going back to his degree in thugonomics that John Cena claims to have, and answering The Rock's call. That was actually a really good promo. That was more of the John Cena I like to see. He's got the edginess. He's got the attitude. Really good promo in my opinion. I quite enjoyed it. It also, that promo, full of innuendo. Okay. So it really makes me wonder. They're definitely pushing the boundary of this PG rating. So it makes me wonder if that's kind of going out the window a little bit. Which I think would be a really good thing. Personally, I think that WWE and its strict religious adherence to a PG rating to make a family-friendly product is really just killing it. I think when it comes to professional wrestling, there has to be an element of attitude, against the rule, edginess. Otherwise, you're just not going to be too terribly popular. So that was one thing. There's some really good matches. Good CM Punk match. Great promo with Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole. And basically, Michael Cole... Jerry wasn't announcing at the start of the show. It was Michael and Justin Roberts. And Michael goes on this whole show. Jerry the King Lawler's not out here with me tonight. I'll be letting bygones be bygones and interviewing him later in the show. Well, comes time for that segment, and Jerry comes out, and Michael Cole says, basically insulting him the whole time, saying, I'm going to be the bigger man, and I'm going to let bygones be bygones. And, saying, asking questions like, how does it feel what was it like when you knew you weren't going to, that you were going to be defeated by the most electrifying and awe-inspiring WWE champion, referring to the Miz Force. Gag me. The big part of that promo was Michael Cole was talking about what was it like when you realized your recently deceased mother, and that's true. Jerry's mother did die rather recently, a couple weeks ago. The other week when he was out, and they said it was for his mother, that was true. That was legitimate. But Michael Cole said, what was it like when you realized your mother had the best seat in the house and saw you lose your championship opportunity? And then Jerry grabs Michael Cole by the collar and says, if you ever mention my mother again, it'll be the last thing you ever say. And he issued a WrestleMania challenge to Michael Cole, to which Cole left the ring, went back to his announce table, starts to put his headgear on and all that. Jerry walks over and says, "Well, come on, you're going to be a coward. I want your answer. I want your answer." To which Michael Cole took his cup of water and threw it on Jerry the King Lawler. And then just dashed like the coward he is. So it's looking like it's going to be Lawler versus Cole at WrestleMania. Last match of the night, main event, was a tag team match created by the Raw general manager of the tag team champions, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, which they won the title at Elimination Chamber. I was unable to watch Elimination Chamber, so I was unable to make a review video. So my apologies on that. But Gabriel and Slater won the tag champions at Elimination Chamber. So the Raw GM set up this match for the tag team championship of the champions versus The Miz and his partner John Cena. Yeah. So the match starts and actually ends rather quickly with Miz hitting skull-crushing finale on Justin Gabriel. Okay, so of course, you know, that means John Cena and The Miz are new tag champs. Well, you know, of course, Wade Barrett and Ezekiel Jackson's out at the ringside, you know, with the core. And he says, "We're invoking our rematch clause. We're invoking it now." Raw GM beeps up, says, "Ring the bell." So they're fighting, and Miz just gets brutalized for a while. He really does. And I hate to say it, I found myself rooting for The Miz and Cena just because I wanted to see where they would take this storyline. Okay. So finally, Miz gets out of the ring. He finally makes the tag. And John Cena's unloading on Heath Slater. Okay. So he does this little diving shoulder thing a couple of times. You can't see me, 5-knuckle shuffle, all that shit. Gets him up for the attitude adjustment. And right before it happens, Miz rushes into the ring and performs a skull-crushing finale on John Cena while he has Heath Slater on his shoulders. Okay. Thus causing John Cena to get pinned, causing Slater and Gabriel to regain the title. That was actually quite an interesting match. It made me root for people I don't normally root for, and I think that's kind of a good thing sometimes. Big thing of the night. Okay, like I said, it was for the 2/21/11 Raw. Okay, and previous week they've been pushing this 2/21/11, 2/21. So for those who haven't watched the show yet and are still holding on to it being Sting, sorry, it's Undertaker. I've been telling you this for weeks. It's Undertaker, okay? So Undertaker comes back out, and he does his whole thing, you know, walk into the ring all slow, and he gets in the ring, and he pulls the hat back and does a little eye roll, and all that. Well, he gets it, as soon as he finishes the eye roll, Triple H's entrance music starts. The game is back. Yes, I was freaking out. Okay, seriously, my friend Mr. Jones thought he was going to have to call an ambulance. I was freaking out. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Triple H to come back. I was so ready for this. Okay, no one knew Triple H was coming back tonight. You know, they kept The Rock a really good secret, but it got leaked that morning. Okay, so around that morning, people were saying, you know, it's probably The Rock, and there were no definites. Oh, it's going to be The Rock. It was more, it could be The Rock. It's probably The Rock. But no one knew about Triple H. This was such a shocker, and to me, that was more exciting than The Undertaker coming back. But I think part of that is we knew Undertaker was coming back. We didn't know Triple H was returning. So that was big. Probably one of the best promos I've seen in a couple years, and not a word was said. Triple H comes out, gets in the ring, does his whole little thing. Ends with him and... or really, it starts with him and Undertaker staring each other down. Okay. And then Triple H looks over at the WrestleMania sign and looks back at Undertaker and then kind of looks back. Then Undertaker kind of looks over and sees the sign. Undertaker just kind of puts his hat back on, shakes his head, walks away, gets almost to the edge of the ring, turns around, comes back and goes. Well, Triple H just goes, and of course I'm freaking out, you know, crotch chop, DX, hell yeah. And then it ended with them staring at each other, and it just faded to black for a commercial. They actually did that in the middle of the show, which the fact that we didn't see either of them again that night doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me that they ended the show like that. I don't know. So that's pretty much all I got to say about Raw. Oh, one more thing about Raw. They've really been pushing the Bella Twins lately, which as a fan of the Bellas, I like. What I'm thinking, I haven't heard any rumors, but this is just what makes sense to me. I think they're going to push the Bellas, get them kind of more big time into the Divas picture, and eventually they're going to split them, and one's going to go for the Divas Championship. That just seems the logical thing to do for me. I am enjoying seeing the Bellas wrestle and be given a chance every week. They're not just eye candy for guest hosts anymore, thankfully. So that's all I've got to say about Raw. Next pay-per-view is WrestleMania. And at first I was like, WrestleMania is probably going to suck this year. It doesn't seem like they're going to do anything. Now it's looking like it's going to be real interesting. I don't know what they're going to do, but they've got to involve Cena and The Rock somehow. It's probably going to end up not Miz. You see, I can't even say Michael Cole without thinking of The Miz. Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler. Probably Triple H versus Undertaker. It's going to be a very, very interesting WrestleMania. And it's going to be an interesting next month and a half before WrestleMania. It's going to be cool. So that's really all I've got. So I am the Undead Warrior, and this is the Warrior's Corner.